Greetings to you, beloved. I want to remind you before we begin today just how infinitely precious and unconditionally loved you already are, for the gift you are. As I ponder each week what I'll talk to you about, it's usually things that are buzzing around in my own mind, questions I've been asking myself. I do think that periodically it's good to take a step back and look at our lives. Last week, the last time I invited you to ponder the things you were pouring yourself out for, what they were. This week, along a perhaps similar line, I want to invite you to take a look at the causes, dreams, goals, and institutions into which you're invested. What is it? What is it in your life that is still your goal? And you can have a goal no matter how old or young you are. What do you still dream about? What do you dream about for yourself and for the world, for people that you care about? Are there institutions that are doing the work that you appreciate? And how are you giving yourselves over into those institutions? Are there causes you support? And not just by potentially writing a check, but that you stand for, that you engage yourself in making a difference through those very causes. I think that in our lives, we can easily get caught up in the day-to-day things that have to be done. The everyday getting up, taking a shower, making breakfast, if we eat breakfast, eating it, drinking that cup of coffee or tea or milk or whatever it is we're drinking, and entering the day in kind of an automatic pattern. And all those ideas, the dreams, the goals, the causes, and the institutions that we may even work for, no longer quite, we haven't taken a step back to ask the question, do they still do the things I imagined they were meant to do? What do I need to do to live more closely into the dreams and the goals and to give myself to causes that matter to me? What am I going to spend this one beautiful, wonderful life that I've been given here on this amazing, miraculous globe on which we live? What am I going to spend myself in doing? How am I going to continue to live into the dreams that Spirit is giving me on a regular basis? How am I going to, what are my next goals for myself to come to terms with the things in my life? Perhaps it's a goal of yours to try to settle your affairs with folks, your unfinished business with folks. Rather than imagining you are an infinite being here on this planet, you recognize your own finitude. And because of that, you say to yourself, I have a limited time, no matter how old or young I am, to do those things I dream about doing, to live into those goals I hoped I would, and to adjust them to fit with where I am in my life. If it is to set right those things you've done wrong, then perhaps the time to do that is now, to reach out to the people if it's appropriate. You can't always say sorry to some people. Some people, it will do more harm than good to say sorry to them, to apologize for the way you might have behaved towards them, to reopen those communications might be more painful for them than helpful. And perhaps then you just have to let go your goal of setting things right with them because it wouldn't be helpful. In moments like that, when you can't do it physically, you could set a goal simply to write a letter that you can destroy or in some way, but write the letter about the things you wish you had had the opportunity to say. That could be a goal. What are your dreams and goals still? And how will you live them out? How will you pour yourself into with whatever time you have left in this beautiful life of yours? However old or young you are, how will you not just let life slip by, living on automatic pilot? How will you be certain as you enter into life that you're giving yourself to the things that for you matter? It's an opportunity to list the things that you're doing and then to take a look at the things you wish or dream of doing. How will you live into those dreams? Are some of those dreams no longer realistic for you? Were they never realistic? Is part of taking stock and assessing to say, that dream sounded cool when it first came into my mind, but it's no longer something I feel is important to do. Are there things that you need to let go of? Ways you need to approach life differently? These are questions I can't answer for you. I'm struggling to answer them for myself, but they're worth asking. As I have lived probably the largest portion of my life is in the past, in terms of the number of years here in this form. What will I do that leaves what I consider to be the most important thing I can do? What can I do? How can I be that leaves a legacy of love and of people feeling seen in my presence? Knowing that they're seen for who they are. What ways can I live that out? And that's important to me. So I'm asking questions. Is doing this thing helpful to that or not? Is spending my time in that way helpful to that or not? Now, I also know take time for rest, take time to step back. Self-care is important, but it doesn't hurt periodically to just take a look at your dreams, your goals, the causes and institutions to which you've given yourself, and ask, is this really what I want to be doing at this point? Is this what I'm called to do at this point? Is this really spending myself in the way I hoped I would? So I invite you, let that be your reflection if you wish. Perhaps pull out your journal, write some things down, think about it. And it's an opportunity, every moment, an opportunity to learn and to move forward, sometimes to unlearn and move forward. But in either case, please remember, no matter what you do, whether even this assignment I've given or encouragement I've given really hits home with you and you don't do it, remember, you are infinitely precious and unconditionally loved for the gift you already are. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again.